Viewer discretion is advised.
But will be completely ignored.
You spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Because a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a good man.
Take my latest run-in with Batsy. It was just last night, as the entire country was tuning into its favorite talk show.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. And here we go.
An enemy from the past. Jeremiah, you know as well as I do he can't return. Brother, you can't expect me to fry him. Why do you think you're here? But I don't want to hear it. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto El Patron. You have somehow wandered into my home. You know, I was just getting started to build and upgrade until you appeared. You know, it's sometimes hard being the warden around here. But you know, as the saying goes, on with the show. Now wait a minute. I had the dream again, didn't I? Well, kiddos, it's your old pal Eric the Joka. And as you can see, something has happened. You know, it's not very often yours truly does his best to keep his other side intact lately. But given what we are currently witnessing and the news of a certain Spanish aristocratic cum bucket, I tried to hold it back, but as you can see, I warned you at some point this would happen. But as you all know, welcome to my beloved Asylum. Do me the big favor. Like, share, subscribe, stay notified, Telegram, Baby Mama, Baby Drama, Google Plus, your sister's ass, the Pony Express, UPS, Working Brown do for you, FedEx, fuck you, Bischoff, and the Postal Service. Also, do me a huge favor as well. Hit up the link tree. You'll be doing us all a huge favor, where you can find all the podcasts, the merch, check out the Black Hearts Angels, check out last week, and never miss an episode. And folks, usually I'd open up the fun, but before we do, Mr. J, as usual, has to pay the bills. So with that being said, it's the OTTR promo code. But it's time to talk about what's going on today. Now, before I go into the first half, I want to tell you why you should stick around. Because in the second half of our show, we are going to dive into my what if chamber. And inside is a question that I've heard plenty of times in the past. How would have the Attitude Era played out had the Heartbreak Kid not injured his back at the Royal Rumble 1998, causing him to take 4 years off of his career to rest, recover, and would proceed to give us the best second half of his career that would lead to his 2011 Hall of Fame induction before WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. But now, Alberto Del Rio, Del Patron, whatever your douchebag, like I said, cum bucket fuckface ass. Why are you here?
Can't miss comedy, folks.
I mean, seriously. You sound like you have a horseshoe up here.
That has a nice ring to it.
Write that down, will you?
I just did. But with that being said, you wandered into my home. You tried to knock me out. Normally, Christy would intercept you, but a couple of weeks ago, the good doctor and I had a mutual understanding, and she has decided to pursue other aspirations and dreams. So it's just me, and you nearly succeeded. But look what you did. The ruby lips, the green hair. I tried to suppress this. I really did. But you had to piss me off. And it's now confirmed you are staying with AAA. That is now under the TKO WWE banner. And before we go any further, Del Rio, before I put you in my chair later on.
Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No.
You ain't shit.
Yeah, you tried to rip off mob bosses, and you ain't shit. But That's later. But for now, it's time to open up the door. Let's have a little fun, shall we?
Wanna have some fun before the main event?
Now, let's dive into this first topic because last Wednesday night, actually this past Wednesday night, I should say, Dynamite and the following night on Thursday, Collision aired back to back. Now, while I am not 100% sure, other than basketball and hockey playoffs, one thing is certain. Collision has certainly been struggling on Saturday nights. So it begs the question, should they go back to back? I mean, I don't see a reason not to. Truth of the matter is, I think it would be a benefit to them. They can use the same arena 2 nights straight, and then you don't have to worry about taping and this and that and the third. In your humble host's opinion, I think Tony Khan might have struck a hell of an idea.
Can't miss comedy, folks.
But the truth of the matter is, if you keep it on Saturday, this is what my face is going to look like. So hopefully, depending on the success from Wednesday and Thursday this week, I will say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, if Tony Khan makes this move, it'll be a huge benefit. Now, feel free to comment in the chat. I will try to get to it as best as I can. However, depending on budget and what the networks want, maybe I could see them doing a summer concept to see how this does. Because remember, you're going to have hockey season back in the fall, basketball season back in the fall. So you're going to have to accommodate. Now, you could do where if you wanted, you could do Tuesday night a Collision and then air like you would on Wednesday live on TBS, Dynamite as usual. It just depends on the schedule. So overall, might not be a bad idea, but time will tell. In my opinion, I think it's time they did it. Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't, one thing's for certain. You're never gonna know how well it does until you give it a go. I mean, look at what TNA did back in January 2010. They tried to go head-to-head with Raw, and then in a few weeks, they went back to Thursdays. Now, will this back-to-back, especially Thursday nights with TNA and Impact, could that even influence them? We'll see. But hopefully it doesn't.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
I don't have one, so none for you. See you when I see you. But that's all I'm going to really say for now about that particular discussion. Now, let's get in to the other topic of discussion. Our friends from the White North. You know, a couple months or so back, TNA made the dumbest fucking mistake and let go of Scott D'Amore. However, Scott not being one to be held down, well, let's just say he found something from the past. That's right. He revived Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And this Saturday, live on Thriller TV and YouTube, the replay, if you miss it live, Maple Leaf Pro presents Northern Rising. And let's get into the card, shall we? because this is going to be a good one here tonight. So we have the NWA World Champion, Thomas Latimer, defending the NWA World Championship against Stu Grayson. Now, Gabe Kidd, a member of the infamous Bullet Club War Dogs, is pulling double duty in this one. After Mike Bailey, the Speedball, pulled out of the 20-man gauntlet to crown the new Maple Leaf Pro Canadian champion, he has decided to enter a three-way match between Michael Oku, Gabe Kidd, and himself. Then, later on, he will be pulling double duty as he is in the corner of the War Dogs, David Finlay and Drilla Maloney, when they battle Bullet Club's OG Good Brothers, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. And in a special hype treat for the fans, QT Marshall will go one-on-one with the walking weapon himself, the new star to arrive in AEW, former TNA World Champion Josh Alexander. And then a battle the fans have wanted to see for some time. The Octopus, the multi-time ROH champion Jonathan Gresham, will face the New Japan megastar and technician, the former IWGP World Champion and first IWTV TV champion, Zack Sabre Jr. The ladies are also in action as well, and we have double women's action here in this one. It's going to be the technician versus the striker, as the technician, the Professor Serena Deeb, will face the Japanese heavy striker megastar Yumi Yamashita. Then, in the finals of the tournament to crown the inaugural Women's Canadian Champion, the finals are set. Smiley Kylie Ray will face the Total Knockout, former TNA star Giselle Shaw. And then the big match of the night is none other than the 20-man gauntlet match to crown the new Maple Leaf Pro Canadian Champion. With the breaking news earlier this week that Speedball Mike Bailey withdrew from the match to wrestle in a three-way with Gabe Kidd and Michael Oku, who will slide into his place? We have to wonder. Stars like Matt Cardona, PCO, Billy Gunn, Bishop Dyer, formerly known as Baron Corbin, and many others will duke it out in this gauntlet match to crown the new champion. I wouldn't want to miss this one, but the question still remains. Who will slide into the place of Speedball Mike Bailey to round out the 20-man gauntlet? And of course, that infecting virus known as Don Callis will be on the call, but have no fear. The hero to yours truly, the bipolar rock and roller, the best combat sport and pro wrestling commentator of them all, Mauro Ranello, will be next to him live at ringside with the call this Saturday night, May 10th, Thriller TV. And make sure, if you missed it live, go to the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling YouTube channel to watch the full replay. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling this Saturday presents Northern Rising. Do not miss the action. It's live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Tune in. But now we're going to dig into the predictions now that we got the promo out of the way. For the NWA World Championship, the 10 pounds of gold, I see Tom Latimer retaining against Stu. Nothing against Stu Grayson personally. I just think this is Billy Corgan's call to allow Latimer to do this. So time will tell. But I got Latimer retaining. Now, Gabe Kidd is going to be first in a three-way match with Michael Oku and Speedball Mike Bailey, originally being a one-on-one. This one is a toss-up. I'm either going with Speedball or Gabe Kidd, but I wouldn't sleep on Oku. My heart says Speedball, but I'm going to put my money on Gabe Kidd. Then he's then going to be in the corner of the tag team match where the Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finlay and Drilla Maloney, battle OG members, Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers. I say it's the Good Brothers, but I'm smelling shenanigans, so don't be shocked if the War Dogs pick up the upset in this one. As far as QT, the special treat match between QT Marshall and Josh Alexander, come on, this is the walking weapon. Unless we get some serious shenanigans, I got Jason Alexander picking up the victory. I mean, come on now. Are you really going to let QT Marshall have one?
You ain't shit.
Let me talk to you.
I think that's what I'm doing, LA Knight. Thank you for noticing. Then, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham. If you fans and new fans do not know either of these men, I recommend you go to the New Japan Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, and I recommend you look up Jonathan Gresham and look up his time in TNA, in Ring of Honor. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss this. These two men, if I wanted to put my money on this match in Vegas, 9 times out of 10, I would say Zack Sabre Jr. However, overall, I say this. My heart tells me the octopus himself, Jonathan Gresham, will shock everybody and pick up the victory. And then with the ladies pulling double duty, we have the technician versus the striker, Professor Serena Deeb against striker Miyu Yamashita in this one. Oof. If I had to be a betting man, I want to say it's the Professor Serena Deeb, but don't sleep on the striker Yamashita. This will be a women's match that is probably, if we play our cards right, redefine the women's division in all of professional wrestling. And then, of course, the finals to crown the inaugural Women's Canadian Champion, Smiley Kylie Rae faces Giselle Shaw. Now, if you know, you know. I have to say it's going to be Giselle Shaw. However, the only reason I would not pick Kylie Rae is she is in the WWE ID program that is scouting new talent and then going to bring them to the potential of going to Evolve or even NXT and work their way into a main roster / contract. However, if Kylie Rae somehow shocks the world, take a fucking bow, girl. After all the shit you've been through with your mental health and everything else, Kylie Rae, you fucking deserve this. You do, sweetheart. And that's coming from me. Now, if it is Giselle Shaw, obviously, girl, you got screwed out of proving you could be TNA knockout champion. You win this one, you get another round of applause. Kylie Rae, think about Giselle Shaw. Take a fucking bow. You've earned it. You've earned this. Okay? Shit, Michael Cole even agrees. Oh my girl Bailey even agrees. God damn. But the truth of the matter is, this one is going to be amazing. Don't miss this. And then I have to talk about the 20-man gauntlet. We're crowning a new MLP Canadian champion. That's huge. Now, as we all know, earlier I alluded to the fact that Speedball Mike Bailey left this match for a 3-way between Gabe Kidd and Michael Oku. Who does Scott D'Amore have to slip into that spot? Now, mind you, we're probably going to get legends. We already know Billy Gunn's going to be there. We got PCO. We have the man, Mr. Bishop Dyer, a.k.a. Baron Corbin. We got, the hardcore king of the indies, self-proclaimed, by the way, guy who I have met, Mr. Matt Cardona, as well. Who's going to be in it? We're going to have to see. But one thing is certain. I will be intrigued to find out who takes the place of Speedball Mike Bailey. So for that one, I can't really pick. I know I'm going to get asked to pick one, unfortunately, because this is a gauntlet match. It is a toss-up between 20 men. I'm sorry, my apologies, but I hate to say it. And you can say I have...
There's no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, anytime you have a 20-man gauntlet match, it's a toss-up. It truly is. So, as I said, it just depends. So, please, bear with me in mind. And if you don't like it, well... And that's all I got to say. But folks, you know, I hope you leave a comment and let me know what your predictions are for the Northern Rising show. I really hope this goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. To me, I think at some point, time will tell. So overall, that is the card. And the fact that we got Mauro Ranallo, Mr. Mama fucking Mia on the call, baby, I love it. And if you don't like it, well, fuck you too. Anyway, that being said, that is my take on both Dynamite and Collision being back-to-back and the card in my predictions for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's Northern Rising show this Saturday night. That being said, well, it's time for that old commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to walk through the door into my beloved What If Chamber. And this time, we will discuss, what if the Heartbreak Kid had never injured his back in the casket match at the Royal Rumble 98? How would it have impacted the Attitude Era and the crowning of the Bionic Redneck, the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin as the new world champion at WrestleMania 14? We're going to dive into that. And Alberto Del Rio, you need to come to the front. Me and the inmates would like to have a come to Jesus, you son of a bitch. See you after the break. So make sure before you come back, get your libations, get a snack, roll up a fatty for the pimp, Mac Daddy, and we'll see you after the break. Ta-ta for now.
I got nothing left to lose. Nothing can hurt me anymore. My life is nothing but a comedy.
He's our mission, we're locked in tight.
What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
This is Hall of Famer Ron Simmons, a.k.a. Farouk, and you're listening to Off the Top Rope Podcast. And if you're not, damn.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Miss Layla Gray, and you are listening to Off the Top Rope Podcast. Y'all need to check out this interview. Check out my man, because he knows how to do his damn job. So, check it out. Stay tuned.
Hey, yo, this is your friendly neighborhood Red Dogs here. Eating pizza. No, not from Pizza Hut. Not from, any other place. From Luigi's. That's the place that we going to. That's the place we eating at. See, the camera's not even on me no more. So, as a friendly neighborhood Red Dog and your favorite mercenary, I approve of that pizza.
Gotta run his speed racing, brother got a kick spin till it land. He try to run his speed racing, brother got a kick to a double hand. Cause I can't click until I bitch jam. Try to run, click the boy his man. There's some chumps on them niggas plan. Cause he starts to spray waving like a fan. Cause he jam, click the boy his man. Cause he jam, click the boy his man. Cause he jam, click the boy his man. Running Ricky Brand. Running Rico.
My office, it's a 12x12 cage made out of wood, iron, and steel.
Pump Up with Sting on WCW Monday Nitro. Every Monday night at 8 on TNT.
Just another day at the office.
You don't get too many complaints. Once in a sometimes the guys say we're not showing enough of his highlights or his sport. And the time the wrestlers came in, they were a little miffed.
Where are my highlights? Yo, Miller, you know that wrestling's the #1 television sport in terms of demographics?
Oh, sure, I knew that. Everybody knows that, don't they?
It's those Greco-Roman wrestling guys. They're a bunch of sissies. You guys are great.
Of course it's real. I mean, if it's up to me, we're running these highlights every night on SportsCenter. Aesthetically, there's a problem with it. If something that's technical...
And now, before we continue, I've been saying this for weeks. You've been paying attention? I hope so.
Ain't no mercy, got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, so she know that pussy worth it. Flooded Rolex at the Grammy Awards. They still selling dope, that's those Miami boys. Killers everywhere, it ain't no place to run. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun. Ain't no mercy, ain't no mercy. Huh. Got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Ain't no mercy, ain't no mercy. Huh. Got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, don't be begging for your life, cause that's a lost cause. High stakes body armor, suicide, boy.
2 weeks' time, my upgrade begins. And then, well, you'll see. You'll see what happens. I mean, I think you'll enjoy it. But now, let us take a walk into the past and ask ourselves, my fellow fans, especially those of the Attitude Era, this very question. What if the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, back in 1998 at the Royal Rumble, never injured his back during the casket match between him and The Undertaker, and he would have been 100% at WrestleMania 14? So, Let us travel back, shall we? As many of you fans are well aware, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels has earned the nickname the Showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania. Now, towards the end of 1997, we all remember the infamous screw job in Montreal. Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels was on a collision course with the Texas Rattlesnake at the Royal Rumble in a casket match for the WWF Championship against The Undertaker. With some shenanigans from the original DX, the Heartbreak Kid during the match was thrown over the top rope and clipped his back on the casket. As most of you are well aware, this would do severe damage to Shawn Michaels. However, fully knowing not only that Mike Tyson would be the guest enforcer, but that the belt had to be passed to the Texas Rattlesnake, Shawn Michaels worked his ass off to get to WrestleMania 14. He gave a spectacular performance against the Rattlesnake, culminating in an attempted super kick blocked, followed into the loudest stunner to date. And after counting the 1, 2, 3, Mike Tyson awards the WWF Championship to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we would enter a golden age of the Attitude Era. But after 2002, when Shawn came back, would he have had the career he had and gave us 2 back-to-back bangers that would lead in his retirement match with The Undertaker? We know, regardless, he would end up in the Hall of Fame. As Mr. J collects his thoughts, I want you to ask yourselves this question. How would you see it?
Now that's a headline.
To me personally, here's how I see it playing out. Had Shawn Michaels not injured his back in that casket match, I do think we would have had hell of a bigger main event at WrestleMania 14 in Boston. I know the politics in the back probably would have still happened, but as we are all well aware, at that point, and both Shawn and The Undertaker have confirmed this, if Shawn hadn't done business, well, Taker was going to go do business.
What?
That's right. Taker was going to go down, and well, it would have looked something like this. See what I mean? Somebody would have got hurt. But here's how I see it playing out. We would have got the match at WrestleMania 14 like we did, Austin getting crowned. It would have begged one massive question. Would this have impacted the storyline that would take control of the WWF and help win the Monday Night War against WCW when Austin feuded with the boss, Vince McMahon? Would we have gotten a match that we never got? The Heartbreak Kid against the guy who would one day be known as the People's Champion and eventually the final boss, The Rock. Would we have gotten a different Shawn Michaels after his return in 2002? Would he have become so much more beloved by the fans that would have led to back-to-back matches with the Dead Man at WrestleMania 25 and 26? And would we have gotten the match that still is called the greatest match in the history of professional wrestling to date? Nothing has come close. The match between Shawn and Taker at Mania 25? Maybe. I don't know. It does beg the bigger question. Minus the pills, the booze, the back injury, even though through all of that, he found God, married and a kid, eventually had two. Shawn did rest up. He got healthy. When he returned in 2002, he was off to the races. Nobody would have expected by 2010 at WrestleMania 26, Shawn would roll the dice one more time to try and stop The Undertaker's winning streak. And unfortunately, it would be his last match. And at WrestleMania 27, the night before in Atlanta, the Heartbreak Kid would go into the Hall of Fame. So here's, like I said, the scenario I would play out. And I want you to comment what you would. First, Shawn gets to WrestleMania. We still have the same path that we got to where Austin is at Mania. We still have Tyson siding with DX, and then the big revelation at Mania when he counts the 3, awards the belt to Austin, and then, of course, down goes Michaels, down goes Michaels, down goes Michaels.
Now that's a headline. Doesn't that seem kind of crazy to you?
Back in the 90s, if you fucked with Iron Mike Tyson, you got your ass knocked out. And I think it would have went something like this.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
See what I'm saying? Overall, in my opinion, after you crown Austin, here's what I would do. We have the Vince McMahon storyline begin to start the night after Mania 14. Take a couple of weeks. Keep Shawn off TV. Then, here's what you do. And this is something only I could dream of. What you do is you turn around. Here's how you do it. So we have the Stooges. We have none other than Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe, right? Then we do the big reveal. You know, we had Commissioner Slaughter. We go through that bullshit. Then we get to Commissioner Shawn Michaels. And he teases the whole lost my smile like he did a year or two prior, faking that after Mania 14, his ability, his mentality to get in the ring is broken. He's no longer running DX. We keep that storyline with Hunter taking over and the return of X-Pac, New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg joining them. We keep those intact. Shawn turns corporate and aids Vince in making Austin's life a living shit. Till right near the end of 98, where Austin's got the upper hand on Shawn and on Vince. Got the upper hand. Plain and simple. We continue to go through that path. We get to the start of 1999, and this is what happens. This is what we do. Shawn gets fired. And then, as we all remember, Shawn said the only way he will be removed as commissioner is if he quits. He reveals he is rejoining and hashed out his shit with DX. And he announces, oh, by the way, Vince, Royal Rumble 99? Motherfucker, I wish you would. And he reveals that he will not be letting Vince enter at number 1. He is. We get Vince still winning the Rumble. Austin comes up short. We do the whole Shawn exercising his authority as the commissioner. Austin slips in. He faces The Rock at Mania 15. Fast forward. Then when Hunter eventually breaks DX and strikes out on his own in 99 after the whole, corporation and corporate ministry, aka the merger between the Ministry of Darkness faction, led by The Undertaker, and the corporation led by Vince and Shane. After that splits and Hunter strikes out on his own, we get a little sampling of the feud that would, as we know, end up happening from 2002 to roughly 2005, 2006 between Shawn and Triple H. Somewhere along the way, he would probably end up, as we know, becoming World Heavyweight Champion after Bischoff takes over as commissioner or GM of Raw in 2002. He'd win in the Elimination Chamber. Instead of giving it for a month, we get to WrestleMania 20. Benoit still wins. Sorry, I know that's taboo. I don't give a shit if you don't like it.
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
Yeah, I said it. If you want to say I'm throwing money away on that idea, fuck you. I don't care. Then we continue that feud between HBK and Triple H. Then it culminates where they reconcile. We got the Spirit Squad bullshit and the reforming of DX, and they do the childish stuff here and there throughout the next couple of years. Then we get the whole back-to-back between Taker and Shawn, Mania 25, Mania 26. Now, I think the match between Shawn and Taker at 25 would have probably gone 5-10 minutes longer than it did. Whether people want to agree with that or not, I don't care.
Now we're talking.
Exactly. But I do still think it would have led to the career versus streak match where everybody at the end...
Emotional, damn it!
I mean, we did. We were all upset because it was one of the remaining outlaws left. And then as we all know, Mania 27, 28. Hunter tried back-to-back, and he had 28 inside Hell in the Cell. Shawn was the special guest referee. Neither one could put The Undertaker down. And we'll be diving into that shit soon. Don't you worry. Okay? Now, here's the kicker. And I want you all to understand. We get to the career versus the streak. I think without the back injury, that one could have rivaled or topped the match at Mania 25. I truly believe that. And if you don't...
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to call you. So with that being said, time to leave my what-if chamber. But that is the way I see that playing out. If Shawn never got hurt, some of the key storylines would have started sooner. And I almost forgot one. He would have been involved in that stupid bullshit invasion storyline. Where when Austin turned heel again, first time being at Mania 17, fuck that, still pissed at that. Other than The Rock, Shawn Michaels could have got involved to defend the WWF. It remains to be seen. And if you think I'm wrong...
Jesus Christ, how do you even let that happen?
I did. I fucking did. What you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing, that's right. And you can't sit here and tell me I don't have...
There's no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no fucking mindset in this football club.
You can't. You fucking can't. So I dare you. I dare you. Now, it is time to deal with something that I didn't think was possible. After he got released twice? What the fuck? You've all known me for the last couple of years. You have seen the man behind the makeup, even though This man kind of stressed me out. Some of it came out today. But I can't describe. And you have all heard some of my rants. Some have been even funny. My favorite one is when I talked about tickled the taint in the prostate. Go back in the archives. You'll thank me later for that one. But now...
All right. Enough dilly-dally. To the main event.
You know, I tried to be civil. You know, most of my victims don't usually always bring out the worst. But let me see if Jeremiah is available. Oh, 1 second. Big brother, are you there? What do you want, Jerome? Alberto Del Rio wandered in, and it's time to teach him what happened when you try to take our throne, our beloved host's chair, to try and take over my asylum. Time for him to pay the penance. Oh, I have waited a long time for this. So before we get into it, those with virgin ears, weak constitutions, this warning is for you.
Warning. The following scene contains language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Again, if you're offended, go fuck yourself.
Warning. The following scene contains language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alberto Del Rio, El Patron, El Cum Dumpster.
Batman, how'd you get here?
Your angel of death awaits.
Oh yeah, it is time for you to face me. Alberto Del Rio, El Jackasso, El Cum Dumpster, El Woman Abuser Douchebag. Where do I begin? Look at this picture. You look like you got fake false teeth and the dentures and the dentist did a piss poor job and stuck a needle so far up your head you look like you're going to shit your pants. I mean, look right here. You're all emotional. Oh my God. I won. You look like an idiot. Oh my God. You even tried to make this bullshit work with Dirty Dutch and it flopped. It was soft diarrhea. And then you have the audacity to fuck up a beautiful young Saraya, aka Paige, mentally and physically to the point where she almost commits suicide. You should be 6 feet under, motherfucker, for what you did. You think your money can buy you out of things. You think your money gives you true power. And then I gotta see this bullshit. I said I would never roast your motherfucker ass as long as you stayed away. As long as you stayed away. And then I find out there's more than one woman pissed at you that you assaulted. Stephanie Vakir? Really? You pissed, you laid your hands on her? What? Mr. J's just, well. See what I'm saying? I mean, for what you did, I gotta throw a flag on the play.
Reaching foul. That boy is reaching. Shit is straight cap.
The fact that you screwed up Saraya so bad, it nearly cost her fucking career. You know, there is a special place in hell for guys like you. I'd like to see a certain lucha do this and knock your ass out. The fact that you also have issue with Stephanie Vac here, Hunter, I'm going to say this. If I see you put that trashy bastard, that woman-abusing son of a bitch on TV, believe me, what comes next is on you. What comes next? Don't. Just don't. Okay, because guess what? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go back to half-empty arenas. What? And as far as I'm concerned, this is what fans are going to do to you.
It's time to have some fun. Burn it down, brother. Burn it all down.
Oh, I plan to in a moment. But Alberto, you're not, and I know usually you sitting there at home, my loyal viewers, my inmates, want me to get pissed off. I am at a loss for fucking words. The disdain I have for you, Alberto. You tainted one woman. I found out you tainted another. And then the amount of bullshit you've been through. Fuck. You even caused trouble at Lucha Underground.
Can't miss comedy, folks.
What the fuck? That being said, you overbearing trash of not just a human being, but self-centered, self-entitled. You live the fucking gimmick, and you've taken it too far. So, Alberto, before I put you out of your misery, I have a visit for you.
Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No, you complete me. What happened? Kill you?
And Alberto, before this is over,
You ain't shit.
let me say that one more time with a little bit of feeling. You
ain't shit. You ain't shit.
And
you ain't shit. Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, whack.
With that being said, Alberto Del Rio, El Patron, whatever jack-off name you're calling yourself, stay away from the WWE roster. Or it's your ass. So with that said, it's time to put you out of your fucking misery. 3, 2, 1. Time to scream.
Oh, I got a live one here. Oh, there'll be a hot time in the old town tonight. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
So that, Alberto, is your warning. Usually, you get a long rant out of me. I just can't. There are words that I can't even imagine using against you. So be glad I have been merciful for now. And consider this a warning to you, Hunter. Do not let that man be on WWE TV, or you're going to find out what FAFO truly looks like. But with that being said, well, it's another episode of the Wrestling Asylum in the books, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you all for being here this week. So, as you all are well aware, we are 2 weeks away from our season finale, where I'm going to give you a sliver, a taste of what's coming. You see, I've been hinting at it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram for weeks. Are you starting to get the idea? Do you see what's coming? I'll put it to you this way. For the last 3 years almost, you've seen the makeup, the Joker. Now you're going to get to see just the man behind it, little old me. And sometimes Mr. J will be wandering around, but make no mistake, when you least expect it, here I come. And today, you've gotten a bit of both. So I hope you enjoyed it. Now, before we get out of here, again, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, stay notified. Tell all your friends, tell all your fellow pro wrestling fans. Check me out. Check out Blackheart's Angels. If you missed it live, the replay is already up. And of course, the Mob Men from last night on Friday, if you haven't already seen it. But folks, also check out our friends at Swift and W Energy, Cafe Collazo, and of course, Dream Live University, Habits 365, and our good friends over at Okaze Clothing. With that being said, I'm going to just say something next week as I prepare not only for my upgrade, but for a long overdue summer vacation. I think it's only fitting, even if it's for 1 day only, the Joker fully makes his appearance. But I think it's time I go unorthodox. What it will be? Of course, it's live. But here's the rub. Will it be here? On the tube? On the book? On X? Or will you see all of those on a live location outside of my beloved home? I think you better tune in and find out. But before I go, first and foremost, don't forget to hit that follow button, that like, that notification, that subscribe. But before we get out of here, two things. Alberto Del Rio.
Fuck you. 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 I'm screwed up.
Wait. We can't go without a couple of things. First of all, sorry.
Coincidence? I think not.
Holla at you, boy. But there is one last thing. I hope you're ready for summer break. Are you feeling some kind of way? I know I am. And I think this might explain it.
Big Willie style's all in it. Very oozy with it. Very oozy with it. Very oozy. Very oozy with it.
So until next week, kiddo. Like, share, subscribe, stay notified. This is the Wrestling Asylum. And make sure you keep your eyes peeled this summer. Because we got a big announcement coming. All I can say is it's going to be a hardcore merger. So,
Well, it's time to retire. Feel free to drop in.
but make sure you knock first, just in case I'm chasing somebody. With that being said, this is the Wrestling Asylum. I'm your host, Eric The Joka. But soon, the upgrade begins. August 2nd, SummerSlam weekend, Season 7. It is 7 to get to heaven. So for now, I bid you all thank you. I love you. I appreciate the support. Spread the word. Until next time, so long and good night. Let's take it home.
My life is nothing but a comedy.